prepare correctly for this rerun. Painfully,
what's the answer?
Painfully, the electoral guideline for observers says that observers must ensure that all the observations are accurate. Observations must be comprehensive.
Would you say
let me finish. Noting positive as well as negative factors, distinguishing between significant and insignificant factors, identifying patterns that could have an important impact on the integrity of the election process. You will discover that what has come into public domain before now have been mostly negative. We need to begin to celebrate our own. For example, the Electoral Commission did what it was possible best, deploying 1,500 strong men and women, so that my gender friends will not attack me. They deployed these people, 1,500, 900 INEC officials from across the country were brought in on the eve. They used 600 NYSC officers.
You had a DIG supervising.
You have a DIG in situ into Ekiti State. These are commendable things that were put in place. We need to celebrate those issues. We need to celebrate the conduct of the policemen that were very civil during that period. You will discover that, Your Excellency, you were in Ado Ekiti. You had to stand in front of one guest house that was overlooking the 33 squadron of the Mopol at one roundabout, and quite a number of your well-meaning supporters, motorbikes, everybody, stood, and you had to, at a stage, climb the fence to go and stay aloof. And you saw the way the police on the other side even behaved. They were so disciplined. These are issues that we need to begin to celebrate in our country, not just the negatives.
Okay, but on the whole, you thought preparation for the election was okay?
Very okay.
Yeah, and these are part of the lessons. I don't know whether it was in your report. I've been trying to see whether it was in your report that I read it, or the other report of the observers. That, for example, the observers like you, the tax that you were giving read 2007. And in some of the polling centers, that really brought problem for you.
Yes.
As people thought that you were fake people. Yes, and in some cases, some of you were attacked as a result of that.
Those were some of the challenges.
So if INEC knew it was going to hold the wrong, why couldn't they get tags that reflected what was actually happening?
These are some of the challenges. These are some of the challenges that
it made it difficult for politicians to identify who was who.
It was going. It's some. Ideally, when you finish.
Anybody could have picked the 2007 tag and won it.
So you need to have a reflective meeting. And in the report that you have, SEPSAD has promised that we will, in consultation with other stakeholders, hold a reflective meeting. Where are some of these issues? Why were we given 2007? For example, I had the misfortune of a situation where the apron I was given, on it was written foreign observer. And all of us in my team, the team that we moved out together with, even had some Institute of Peace and Conflict Resolution officers. And all of us had foreign observers, and we got to some places and we were asked so many questions. All we could do was we identified the most senior police officer there, because some of them were saying, you must identify yourself with the photo ID. And all of us went to meet the senior police officer and presented. And he looked at it and showed them that, okay, these are bona fide people. Okay. And they were able to. But
those are observations that you have made. Lenessa, you were. I actually brought you for a purpose, which is we'll get to that. The legal status of Mrs. Ayoka Adebayo.
All right, but listening to my friend Fabomi, he talks more like a consultant to INEC than an observer.
Please. I don't like those.
No. How can you say that the police? Didn't you read paper yesterday?
That was what
the wreck was abandoned at the collection center. Nobody to protect her, and she had to run. She ran to Akure. From what we read, it had not been disputed, and he's saying that they did their work. Did they protect the wreck? So this, when I hear the such things,
election observers were also
and he said that
arrested.
They said the Senate chairman on information saying that everything went well in Ekiti is in order. You mislead the country and you say it's in order, confidence building measure. And Senator Arisha has said he has not briefed the Senate. So on what basis will the Senate committee chairman on information come and say that everything went well? when the Senate has not been formally briefed.
Oh, forget I'm not the only senator from Ekiti. There are three of us. So
I just don't want to. I don't want my thoughts. Are you aware that any of them briefed?
Shola was.
Shola
Akiyede, Senator Akiyede was in Abuja before my coming in because I didn't leave Oye.
Do you know whether he proved?
I would imagine he has sufficient.
But the election didn't hold in his local government, in the senatorial district.
No, there were elections in his
not in his town, but elections.
Yes.
What about Senator Killer?
Senator Killer too got to Abuja maybe.
No, was election? Did the election hold in part of his own senatorial district too?
Yes, okay. In part of his. All of us were all involved. Okay. The only reason why I seem to be the focus is because of the Oye vote. That's
okay.
They did their votes.
I just want to take him on one or two things. You see, for this country to move forward, we must be honorable enough to step aside when we make commit serious errors that can indict the image of our country. If I were Morisiu today, I would leave this job and be a honorable man. One thing I want you to know, sir, if you are saying they prepared well, you can bring the whole, George Bush took the whole of American soldiers to Iraq. Did they win the war? It could be good intention and so on. But what we are saying today about INEC is they had a mind to do a church job before the whole thing started. Because if the electoral the commissioner could leave the state in that manner, and we are saying INEC did well to their own. They've been doing this in so many states. This one boomerang. It became an issue. And the woman became the bride of the nation for taking up such courage to come out and say, I don't want to mortgage my conscience.
Are you aware of the allegations that have been made against you that you said on TV, on the TV station, that all throughout the period nobody could account for Mrs. Ayoka Adebayo's movement? You probably were in touch with her, and that you publicly said so
one is
on the TV station.
He said I was
in touch with her.
My brother, listen, I don't join issues with. I never met.
Were you in constant touch with her?
I never met Ayoka Adebayo in my life, formally or informally. I'm not part of the electoral process in terms of contesting an election. But what I'm saying to you clearly, what will make that woman leave her duty post at that minute? Whether she didn't talk or she talked, it has indicted INEC. If you now come and tell us later that Segun Oni wins an election, who will believe you? Where? How? How do you want to manage that? These are the realities. INEC is linked to PDP. PDP is linked to INEC. And the fact remains that you and I knows the problem of Ekiti election. We are the people around us. The states around us. They want to bring electoral officers. You are bringing electoral officers in southwest states. You are bringing electoral officers from Osun State. You are bringing it in states where you know their interest. You know what they are fighting for.
But are they not supposed to be civil servants who are supposed to be on?
My brother, even the appointment of INEC commissioners too. Are you telling me it's not political? Are you telling me the appointment of INEC commissioners in this country, are you telling me it's normal? Are you telling me it's not somebody who will say, help me put this person there, assist us, then we will assist you later? Okay. They can't work otherwise.
Well,
they can't do otherwise.
I have told you in this program that Mr. President, in his interview with Daily Trust, confirmed that all resident electoral commissioners are members of PDP. I said it in an interview. And he said that he was going to change that in the electoral reform.
Without doubt.
Distinguished. Let's address two issues. First of all, let's start with the ones that led to crisis. Mrs. Ayoka Adebayo, although didn't say so in her letter, but her personal assistant said that the reason why she abandoned her job of announcing the result was that 5 local governments had been announced. They all followed due process, in that coalitions followed the due process. All the results were signed by the accredited parties. Yeah. But that in 4 local governments that also had conclusive election, the result could not be announced because in one, Ido is local government. All the results that were collated were not signed by any party agent. And that the collation happened at the police station. And that what actually happened was that at the point where the collation started, it was agreed that it was getting late, let's suspend collation till tomorrow. All the other party agents went home. But so thereafter, some people went to the police station, and with the active support of the police, collation was done or allocation was done, and that none of the sheets that was brought to her had any signature on it. And it was her refusal to accept the result of the DOC that stored her announcing the result of the 3 other local governments. What's your reaction to that?
Well, I know I have a copy of the result from Idosi.
Signed by all party agents?
I don't know about whether...
But that's the requirement of the law. That's what makes it authentic.
Let me tell you, when you have an agenda and you see that you are losing an election and you have the result ahead of you, and you want to discredit it and you refuse to sign, that does not invalidate the result, and that is clearly that's the law. It does not invalidate it. So, and it says it doesn't invalidate it. I will not be signing my death warrant. These people know that they were already dead in those.
It depends on if the electoral umpire, the returning officer, accepts it. We are talking of a situation whereby even at the level of the returning officer, she said she doubted the authenticity of the results.
The state returning officer.
Exactly. And it is only when the returning officer, and it's only when the returning officer.
From that local government?
No. The returning officer for the election is the REC.
Chief returning.
Okay, the chief returning officer.
Exactly. Even at the level of the REC, she said she doubted it because it was not signed.
What did she say?
That means you don't even.
What did she say that for? No, because we have seen a letter that came from.
I just ask you, sir, whether the result you say you have is signed by any of the other party agents except the PDP. Is it?
I would believe that most of the party agents signed, apart from the AC people.
Apart from the AC,
yes.
Sorry, excuse me. There are some issues. I think there are some issues.
PPA, were you running?
Yes. There are some.
You were running in those.
Yes. There was.
You have any member there?
Yes. Sorry, excuse me. I think
what you are saying?
I think we need to take issues of the law and procedures correctly and to be guided by the senior advocate. One, collation results are part and parcel of a process. Yes. So you have some raw materials that are fed into it.
Yes.
You have polling units that goes into the wards, and if you take a look at what happened in Idosi, which I was privileged to have been really that morning because I moved around with the team, the INEC deployed the materials on schedule. It left the INEC local government area office about 8:45 a.m. that day, so that they could go onto the field for votings to start at the right time. But you had party agents in all the polling units. Even the PDP, the RPN, which I was getting to know for the first time, was
Republican Party.
Was present on the field.
Alhaji Shitu will not be happy with you.
I'm sorry, but
that's not chairman of the party. Our Chief Sani Okogu will also not be happy with you.
And you know, they were on the field. And one of the hallmarks of what we met on the field was the fact that consistently the polling agents of one particular political party was wearing uniform, red over black. And that was the AC. We just kept quiet on that and noted that for our own observatory report. Yes. The issue that I think we need to understand is that obviously polling results would have been signed by polling agents, and the security that